Okay, so here's something really wild. Canada just held their election and Donald Trump lost. He obviously wasn't on the ballot, but he played a huge role in this election to the point where it literally swung the conservatives who were supposed to win into the losing category in a big way. The liberals were on their way out and the conservatives were supposed to win this election, but then Donald Trump started doing all of his stuff with tariffs and started saying that Canada should be the 51st state, and this radically reshaped the election. It really upset the Canadian people. And they didn't just pick the person and the party that they thought would be the best way to kind of protect their interests when it comes to Trump and the tariffs. They wanted to reject Trump as a personality and as a person. They don't want to be anything like him. The conservative candidate uses more of a language a little similar to Trump. He's a little bit more like Trump. So that was just the end for that guy. They just didn't want him to be empowered. They don't want anyone like Trump. They don't want to be like us because they view us as being bullies and people who reject and harm their friends. And it's really interesting too, because Trump's saying like this stuff about Canada being the 51st state. He's lying. He does not want Canada to be the 51st state. It's impossible. Republicans do not want that to be the case. And the same reason why they do not want Puerto Rico or Washington, D.C. to, because they all would be liberal states. They would be states that would be sending Democrat senators, and it would be really bad with Canada with all their people for the House of Representatives for Republicans. He doesn't actually want it. It's just this part of us, and we all have this part of us that's kind of like 12 years old. That's like, I don't understand why Canada doesn't want to be part of the United States. It's like they're surrounded by us and by Alaska, and we're awesome. Why wouldn't they want to be a state? Everyone wants to be in the United States. And so he's just appealing to that part of us that's super childish and just thinks that everybody should and would want to be the United States. He doesn't actually think that's the case. And what's really interesting about it is how much the Canadians just think it's representative of us as people and how they do not want to be like us. And it shows that our ability to really reject our friends and treat our friends like this really has more to do with personality than it has anything to do with economy. Trump isn't treating Canada like this because he thinks it's in our economic best interest. He's doing it because he literally doesn't know how to treat friends. If you look at most presidents, they have friends. They have people who are close to them, not just advisors. Maybe they kind of become advisors in a certain sense because they're people that they kind of go to because they're trusted friends. If you look at it, Trump has none. Does he have advisors? Yes, but it's always transactional. He doesn't know how to treat people that he cares about without being a transaction. And that's what he's doing with us on the world stage. And the result of us is we've literally lost our best friend who has said, no, we do not want to be like you. You have become selfish and awful people.